Have you ever turned on your kitchen tap without thinking twice? Most of us have. We assume clean water will always be there. But imagine waking up tomorrow to hear one sentence repeated across every news channel. The country's water treatment plants are running out of the chemicals that make tap water safe. At first, it sounds like something engineers will quietly fix before anyone notices. But what if they can't? Before we start the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy videos that explore the hidden systems keeping our world running. Water doesn't become safe by magic. Every single day, treatment plants use carefully measured chemicals to remove bacteria, viruses, dirt, and harmful contaminants before water reaches millions of homes. If those supplies suddenly stop arriving, the clock starts ticking, and the first 24 hours would be far more dramatic than most people expect. Hour 1 begins almost normally. People brush their teeth, make coffee, fill kettles, and head to work. Water is still flowing through the pipes because reservoirs and distribution systems are already full. Nothing looks different. Nothing smells different. To the average person, life feels completely unchanged. But inside treatment plants, operators are staring at storage tanks that are nearly empty. Every hour, they recalculate how much chemical remains. Every decision becomes a trade-off. Do they reduce treatment slightly to stretch supplies? Do they prioritize hospitals? Do they begin preparing for shutdown procedures? Nobody wants to make that decision. The public usually hears nothing during these first few hours because officials hope emergency deliveries are already on the way. Then hour 4 arrives. Emergency meetings begin across government agencies. Water utilities contact chemical suppliers, trucking companies, neighboring states or regions, and federal authorities. Everyone asks the same question: who still has stock? The problem is that many treatment chemicals aren't stored in huge quantities. They're delivered continuously because they're hazardous to transport and expensive to keep in large amounts. The system depends on trucks arriving almost every day. If those trucks stop, inventories disappear surprisingly fast. By hour 6, contingency plans are activated. Treatment plants may begin lowering output instead of shutting down immediately. Water pressure in some areas is reduced to conserve treated supplies. Maintenance work scheduled for weeks later suddenly becomes irrelevant. Every employee focuses on keeping clean water flowing for as long as possible. Meanwhile, hospitals receive priority updates. Modern hospitals consume enormous amounts of clean water. It's needed for surgeries, sterilizing equipment, dialysis, laboratories, cleaning patient rooms, and countless other procedures most people never think about. Hospital administrators begin reviewing emergency protocols, even though patients walking through the doors have no idea anything unusual is happening. Around hour 8, rumors begin spreading online. Photos appear, claiming local stores are already running out of bottled water. Some are real. Some are old photos recycled from previous disasters. Some are completely fake. But that hardly matters anymore. The moment people think clean water could become scarce, behavior changes almost instantly. Families buying groceries suddenly throw entire cases of bottled water into shopping carts. Parents buy extra formula, juice, canned drinks, and anything that doesn't require tap water to prepare. Within hours, shelves that looked full in the morning begin showing empty spaces. Retailers aren't experiencing a shortage yet. They're experiencing something else. Demand that normally takes a week arrives in a single afternoon. By hour 12, governments can no longer stay silent. Public announcements begin appearing on television, radio, emergency alert systems, and social media. Officials reassure citizens that water is still safe. For now. Notice those last 2 words. For now. That phrase changes everything. People who weren't worried 5 minutes earlier suddenly become very worried. Restaurants begin wondering whether they'll still be able to serve customers tomorrow. Coffee shops question whether they'll have enough filtered water. Food manufacturers start calculating how long production can continue. Even firefighters quietly review backup plans because firefighting relies heavily on reliable water pressure throughout the distribution system. As evening approaches, treatment plant operators face their hardest calculations yet. Chemical levels continue falling. Every remaining gallon must be used with extreme precision. The goal isn't perfection anymore. It's buying time. Just enough time for emergency shipments to arrive, before safety standards can no longer be guaranteed. But as midnight approaches, one uncomfortable reality becomes impossible to ignore. The trucks haven't arrived, and the countdown has entered its most dangerous phase. Midnight passes, and inside control rooms across the country, nobody is talking about next week anymore. They're focused on the next few hours. The remaining treatment chemicals are measured almost down to the last container. Operators monitor every reading, every pressure change, and every water quality test. There is no room for mistakes. One wrong decision could affect thousands of homes. Then it happens. One treatment plant reaches the point where it can no longer guarantee that every gallon leaving the facility meets safety standards. The water hasn't suddenly become poisonous. It's simply no longer being protected the way it should be. Without enough disinfectant, harmful bacteria and viruses that are normally destroyed now have a chance to survive. That's when officials make the call they hope to avoid. A boil water advisory. For many people, the announcement sounds simple. Boil your tap water before drinking. But think about what that actually means. Every glass of water, every pot of pasta, every bottle for a baby, every cup of coffee, every ice cube. Even brushing your teeth now requires extra thought. Millions of daily routines instantly become slower and more complicated. Morning arrives, and grocery stores see crowds they haven't experienced since the early days of the pandemic. Bottled water disappears first, then sports drinks, then juice. Even soft drinks begin selling faster than usual, because people simply want something they know is safe to consume. Employees struggle to restock shelves because deliveries were never designed for demand this high. Meanwhile, restaurants face impossible choices. Some close their dining rooms completely. Others switch to disposable plates and bottled beverages to reduce water use. Coffee shops stop serving drinks that require tap water. Bakeries cut production. Food processing plants begin slowing or stopping operations altogether. The ripple spreads much farther than people expect. Schools debate whether they can remain open. Hotels start receiving cancellation requests. Office buildings remind employees not to drink directly from fountains or kitchen taps. Factories that rely on clean water for cooling, cleaning, or manufacturing begin shutting down production lines. Every hour costs businesses millions of dollars. Hospitals continue operating, but only because emergency supplies have been redirected toward critical services. Tanker trucks carrying treated water begin arriving at medical facilities. Staff are instructed to conserve wherever possible without affecting patient care. Emergency management teams coordinate around the clock, trying to move chemicals from regions with extra supply to those already running dangerously low. Police escort some deliveries through traffic because every minute matters. Finally, late in the day, the news everyone has been waiting for arrives. The first convoy of treatment chemicals reaches several major water plants. Workers unload the cargo immediately. There are no celebrations, no speeches, just crews moving as quickly as possible, because restoring normal treatment isn't as simple as pouring chemicals into a tank. Every system must be carefully restarted. Water quality has to be tested repeatedly. Samples are collected from different parts of the network. Laboratories work non-stop to confirm that the water once again meets strict safety standards. Only after those tests are complete can officials begin lifting boil water advisories. Even then, they move cautiously, because restoring public confidence takes longer than restoring the system itself. People continue buying bottled water for days. Restaurants wait for official clearance before returning to normal. Businesses inspect equipment that sat idle. Families refill emergency supplies they never thought they'd need. The crisis ends, but one lesson remains. The most important systems in modern life are often the ones we never notice. We talk about power grids, airports, the internet, and financial markets. Yet one of civilization's greatest achievements is something most of us use without a second thought: a glass of clean water. Behind that single glass is an enormous network of treatment plants, engineers, truck drivers, laboratory technicians, maintenance crews, and supply chains working every hour of every day. The moment one critical link breaks, the effects spread through homes, hospitals, schools, businesses, and entire cities faster than almost anyone expects. That's why resilience isn't just about having enough water. It's about making sure the invisible system that keeps it safe never stops working. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who has never thought about what really happens before clean water reaches the tap. And let us know in the comments, which hidden system should we explore next?